If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. KFI AM 640, it's Conway Show. Hey, remember that story a couple weeks ago where the baby was kidnapped outside of a Big Five sporting goods store? I don't know if Bellio and I did this on the air. Maybe we did it off the air. But in the 14 years of working with Bellio, every time we've heard a story where a baby was kidnapped or a baby was killed, or 100% of the time, very empathetic, sympathetic, very, acknowledging what the parents are going through, and it's the worst nightmare ever. But Bellio and I both smelled a rat on that one. And I don't know what it was, Bellio. I don't know whether it was just a feel or, there were some facts and some in that statement that just didn't make sense. That your baby was stolen and you didn't get any description of the car or the guy. And there's no cameras in that area. And nobody saw anything. Nobody in that area saw anything. When a baby's stolen, right, and in broad daylight, it was odd. And we didn't say anything, because you don't ever want to be wrong in that case and pile on. And if you were wrong and it was a legitimate kidnapping, then you would feel horrible. Parents going through the worst nightmare of their life, and guys on radio going, I don't know, I smell a rat on this one. I'm gonna take a wait and see attitude. See if this kid was really kidnapped. That would be odd, and people get down on you for it. But it turns out that those parents, they're up to something, because it looks like the cops, who are very good at this, have discovered that it was not a kidnapping, and they've arrested both the mom and the dad.
More than a dozen vehicles with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department parked alongside the 60 freeway east of Moreno Valley on Sunday afternoon. Investigators working the steep terrain with cadaver dogs looking for the body of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, who is presumed dead.
And you know what Emmanuel means? It means, it's a Hebrew name, and it means God is with us. God is with us. How ironic. God is with us. Well, God's not with you folks. Maybe with the kid, but not you kids. And then so they took the dad out of jail. He's being held without bond. There's no bail on his scalp. And I think the mother is also being held without bail. And so they took the dad out of jail to go and look for this kid in a very specific area. And maybe he's copped to it, where they're going to use him to prosecute the mom. And maybe he knew where that baby was dropped off. And it's been, at that point, it was probably more than a week after it happened. And so the body probably decomposed. Maybe the animals up in that area, picked it up and took off with it. A lot could happen. But how disgraceful is this crew, these two parents?
His parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro, now facing murder charges. Jake Haro himself was out here yesterday in a red jail suit, but at the end of the day, they left. The body of the little boy yet to be recovered. It's a case that's drawn widespread attention, not only in Southern California, but across the nation. The boy's parents at first making a tearful plea for the public to help find him after Rebecca Haro claimed she'd been attacked in a Big Five parking lot in Yucaipa, reporting that her baby had been kidnapped.
And if you go back and you watch the video, because I record news. I'm a news junkie. I'm addicted to it. I watch 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11. I just keep watching these same stories over and over. But I'd recorded news, and I looked back at the day that this happened, and you could tell all the reporters out there were very emotional over what happened. Maybe some of them are new moms or new dads, and they were very distraught over what happened. And they've got to be livid as hell that they were scammed, allegedly, by this couple.
Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, please.
And how about this? You know, this is all, I guess, according to the cops. And I don't, there's nothing so far that leads me to think that they're anything but 100% right. This is all an act over that kid.
Please, I'm begging you. Please, God, please.
But within less than a day, people started wondering if the parents were telling the truth. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department saying they had stopped cooperating with their investigators. Some saying it was strange that in our interview with the parents, Jake Harrow was talking about his son in the past tense.
He was a healthy baby. He was crawling. He was kicking. He was playing with his toys.
How about that? Talking about the kid as if he's dead. Oh my God! And I love the fact that they think cops are just morons, right? It's like Don Knotts, coming out and taking the information. Well, tell me what happened outside the Big Five. No, cops are good at what they do, and I think they're going to nail these two.
1 week later, both parents were arrested at their Cabazon home. Rebecca Harrow doing an interview with a reporter from the Southern California News Group over the weekend, saying, quote, "I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby." Meanwhile, residents continue to show up at the Cabazon home where Emmanuel lived with his parents.
It's very devastating to know what happened here and what's going on, and that they haven't found him yet, and that these parents could do this to this little baby.
Yeah, in Cabazon, there's a lot of portable generators that are working out there. A lot of these chaps, these young men and women who live out in Cabazon, they're off the grill. They're off the grid. They are not paying their electric bills. They're not paying their water bills. They're not paying, taxes or anything. And so it's a lot of, generators and buying bottled water and living out in Cabazon. And that's what it is in the background. You can hear that generator just pumping away.
And what's going on, and that they haven't found him yet, and that these parents could do this to this little baby.
Yeah, that's true. How dare they do this, man?
Again, if Jake and Rebecca Harrow are charged with murder, they could be arraigned here in Riverside tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to happen this week. So I don't know how you. I don't know how you get more disgraceful than that in life. I really don't. I don't know how you limbo under that. That is a really low bar. And again, it looks like the parents are in on this. And that dad was arrested before and did time for child abuse. And the cops saw right through it. Cops probably day two, in talking to these people, and they, they're not professionals. They didn't think this through. And the cops asked them probably some fairly easy questions to answer. And they were giving different stories of what happened. And then the cops turned the lights on and said they did some speed rapping with these two while they're separated and lined up the stories, and they were wildly different. Wildly different. So, welcome to Southern California, man. There's always something gross in Southern California. Isn't that the name of a book? There's always something gross in Southern California. And these two are the grossest of the year so far. These two idiots. Unbelievable. All right, we're live on KFI.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
KFI AM 640, it is the Conway Show. Ah, yes, ding dong. There was a high-speed chase that ended up in Hollywood while we're in the break. I'm sorry? Lynnwood. Oh, Lynnwood. I'm sorry. It said Hollywood on TV. I guess Lynnwood is not Hollywood. Should we cover it still? I guess so, right? In Lynnwood, a high-speed chase, a lot of cops around at the end. This is the second chase of the day. We've had two, and we'll probably have another one tonight because people are broke and it's hot, and when you get pulled over by the cops, you just want to run. Because sometimes you get away. You know, the old days, 20 years ago, you never got away from the cops. They always got you, always. And now, I don't know, you have like a 12, 13% chance of getting away. And the criminals know how to do it. They go to big buildings downtown where it's hard for the police helicopter to follow it. They slide into a large parking structure and ditch the car. And sometimes they do get away. Look, the guy driving the milk truck a week and a half ago, stole a milk truck, stole a truck out of Lancaster, then stole a milk truck, was going the wrong way on the 110 freeway or the 101 freeway. I think it was the 110. And he got away. He's still on the lam. He's still at large. The guy did this on TV. He stole a milk truck and got away with it. So the odds aren't great that you're going to get away, but they're better than they were 20 years ago. And now you have a cell phone. So you can call your friends and say, hey, I'm going to be at Olympic under the 101 or the 110 freeway. Slide in there. I'm going to come in with the milk truck. I'm going to get out, get in your car in the back, put a blanket over me, and I'm gone. And you can do it. This chase, though, the guy didn't get away. He got in a radical crash in Lynnwood. Yeah, ding dong with this guy. And he is going to do some speed rapping tonight.
We know that this was the LA County Sheriff's Department that was in pursuit of a stolen vehicle here through the streets of Compton and eventually ended up here in Lynnwood next to St. Francis Medical Hospital when the suspect crashed at the intersection of Bullis and MLK. At this point, it's unknown how many people may have been injured or whether any innocent people were involved, but clearly a large police presence here at the termination of this pursuit. That's latest here from Lynnwood in News Chopper 4. I'm Eliana Moreno. Back to you in the studio.
Yes. Eliana Moreno used to be in Alpha, and then they had Bravo. They had two helicopters on NBC. I think they're down to one. It's sign of the times, right? Everybody's broke. Also, Angel. Is Angel still with us? Angel, you with us, right?
Hi,
hey,
yeah.
How you?
Hey, good. What's shaking?
So I noticed over the weekend, tons of traffic on the 405. Everyone is angry as hell. And they've got another, over the next year, they're going to close or really restrict the 405 north and southbound from, I believe, close to the airport all the way to Ventura Boulevard along the 405. And so 25 future weekends are going to look exactly like this past weekend. And they're repaving the 405. And that's going to be a mess.
It is.
It's horrible.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it
all weekend long.
Yeah, and they're doing it the cheap way. LA is broke. California is broke. So they're not putting down concrete anymore. Concrete costs $4 to $10 a square foot. Blacktop, $2 to $7. So blacktop is about, 20%, 30% of what it is for concrete. But concrete lasts much longer. And so it's better to put concrete down, but up front, it's more expensive. $4 to $10 a square foot. And this blacktop they're putting down. And I thought all the environmentalists and all the, the Californians who are, pro-environment and want to save everybody, I thought they were going to reduce the color of black on everything. You can't have a black car. You can't paint your house black. The rooftops are black. It absorbs too much heat. And now they're taking the fairly, not white, but gray concrete and turning it really black with blacktop. You imagine what the temperature of that 405 once they're all done and next summer hits, August and September of next summer. It is. I mean, that pavement, it could be 150 degrees.
Ugh.
And
you think people are angry now? Just
yes,
wait.
Exactly. How about the first guy that gets pulled over on a high-speed chase and he's got to lay down on 162-degree, blacktop? That's going to be a message for that chap.
He's going to get stuck.
Is it going to be every other weekend? Is that what I'm hearing, or is that what you hear, Angel?
So that's what I heard. Every other weekend, and
for 25 weekends. So we're talking about 50 weeks.
Yeah, but at least the freeway won't be totally closed. I mean, they're going to have, some lanes open.
Right. Which is, I think, almost worse. I'd rather them shut the whole freeway down for a week and get it done then
just get it done.
Yeah, I mean, like Carmageddon, they shut that whole freeway down for a weekend, and they got it all done. They took the bridge down one weekend, then repaved the next weekend, and they knocked it out. But this
they were
go on
done
for a year.
early, actually, on that Carmageddon.
That's right. And now it's crazy. All right, thank you, Angel Martinez. Don't forget tonight, everybody, Powerball, $750 million. I'm in on a ticket with Bellio. I got another group of friends I'm in on it with. And, man, if we make that kind of money, Bellio is never, ever optimistic that we're going to win. And she thinks we're going to clean up tonight.
I'm positive.
Really?
Positive we are.
Well, because you're mauling one of those heroes that saved Stafouche.
Kenyatte.
Kenyatte, you were dragging him around.
Kenyatte has some mojo.
Yeah.
He won 2 Price is Right showcases. He won a Let's Make a Deal showcase. He won, picked 4 numbers in the Mega Millions.
Yeah.
So,
But you were grabbing, you were trying to pull his luck off him.
I got a little bit of it.
All right. Well, I hope we win.
We will.
Yeah, $750 million.
Wouldn't this be the perfect way to cap off the summer? I mean, take a look at this eye-popping number here. We're talking about $750 million on the line tonight in the drawing. If someone does win, they could either opt for 29 annual payments, or the lump sum, which would be cash around $340 million. All it takes.
Yeah, now, Crozier, you got a very strong opinion. Are you a checks guy over 29 years or a lump sum?
Oh, please, 29 years straight. Give me the money, not half the money or a quarter of the money, whatever it ends up being.
You're going to take payments.
Yeah, I think I can live off of that.
That's classic.
I think I could buy a candy bar or 2 at that point in my lifetime.
People always have that. They're very, they're very in one corner or the other. Either take the lump sum or take payments. I'd take payments too. The argument against that is you could take the $340 million. And in 29 years, even if you're stupid, you can triple that, by putting it in accounts. But
I wonder what it could be if you just took that same money over time and invested it.
But look, if you have those 29 checks coming in let me see how much each check would be.
If you're capable of tripling that money over 29 years, then you don't need to win the lottery in the first place, and you can do it with whatever you have.
No, it's just pure stupidity. You can do that. Let me see. It's $750 million. Divided by 29. So you're getting $25 million a year for 29 years. Nice paycheck.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah. But the other argument is, what if that lottery and the state of California go bankrupt and then you get nothing? That's a possibility as well.
If the state and lottery go bankrupt, we got bigger problems.
I know, but you could have had the money, and now you're with us, all the losers.
Where are you going to keep that money?
I know. What are you going to do with all of it?
Right.
You're going
to put it in a bank, you put it in investments. If California goes bankrupt, you're losing that money anyway. Wherever it's going to be is going to be gone unless you got it in your mattress.
It's going to F up your life if you win. Because every time you get a text or a call, you're thinking, oh, this guy's hounding me for money. If I just said, hey, Crozier, how's the pavers going in the back? You're like, oh, I know what you want. New car, new house.
What do you need?
Yeah. No, I just asked about the pavers.
Yeah. What do you need?
Okay, well, I had an eye on this house in Malibu. It's not much.
Click.
You can come by. Hello. We're live on KFI.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show. $750 million for Powerball. Powerball tonight. So you got to get your tickets. When does that cut off? Is that 7 o'clock? I think it's 7 p.m. So got to try to slide in there and get your tickets.
I think it's just before 8 o'clock.
Oh, just before 8. Okay. So if you're on the freeway, get off freeway, go get your tickets. And if you do win tonight because you got off the freeway and you did buy the tickets because you heard it here on the show, I've got to think there's a taste coming my way. Gotta be. I mean, how else would you live with yourself?
And then I would get half of whatever taste you got.
God.
I thought that was the
always
deal
in
we
my
made.
pockets.
But I thought that was the deal we made.
No, we made the deal that on my tickets you could have, not on
and
every ticket in the world. You know,
well, no, because if they hopped off of the freeway, it's because of the stellar traffic report they got, and they figured, okay, I'm going to hop off and get out of this traffic.
To us.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe they got off after they heard Crash Adina, like, I got to get a drink.
Probably.
That's probably.
I would.
All right. If I do win, I will give, you guys all 10 grand. And if you complain, it's going south. It's not going north.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Thank you,
I'll
man.
take it.
That'll get me some
as long
papers.
as we don't get a restraining order served up as well.
Well, you probably get that as well. But, if I have $750 million, I think I'm going to be able to hire lawyers that can keep you guys away from me. Because your lawyers you can hire are like, dreck. But with $750 million, I could get top shelf guys to just keep you heathens away from me. No, but I'd give you guys money if I won. I think Stefouche has his own, but
so he's out.
Yeah, he's out. But I'd give you guys some cash. Bellio, how much would you want if I won $750 million? What would you be happy with? Seriously. I mean, not on a ticket we're in together. If I personally just, you read in the paper that I won.
If I may say, I feel like I've been very loyal to you for a decade.
You have.
Very.
Yeah.
And my work with you is beyond the show.
That's okay. I'll agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm Conway show from morning to late at night.
That's right.
Weekends.
That's right.
Holidays.
Yes. I think you're right.
That's worth $100 million.
Wow.
Don't you think?
Wow.
But I helped
$100 million.
I've given you 10 years of my life.
Oh my God.
10 years.
$100 million. So if I gave you $50 million to be depressed about that?
Well,
a little bit.
A little bit. I'd be a little disappointed in you.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
You've got $650 left,
All
right?
Yeah. Well, not really. I mean, if I take the lump sum and we'll
but you
work
said
it
you
out.
weren't going to do that.
But but from what I read online, that most people who win the lottery, it does ruin their life. It doesn't help them. There's one guy in North Carolina who won $208 million. And his life fell apart. People stole money from him. He blew a lot of it on investments that went south. And he blew through all $208 million, whatever his share of that was, in 4 years. He was broke after 4 years. And he said in an interview, if he had to do it all over again, on the way to the lottery office, he would rip up the ticket and throw it in the river. How crazy is that? But wouldn't you love the opportunity to not be that guy?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah.
But it'd be a nice taste. $750 million. I saw this while I was on vacation last week at one of those, like farmer market type things where people go and they sell their wares.
Yeah, got one in Claremont every Sunday morning.
Is that right? Yeah, I like those things. I enjoy those. And I noticed that cassette tapes are hot now. There were two booths that had cassette tapes, and they were selling like hotcakes. People love cassette tapes. What's going on with these things?
This is my brand new album. Taylor Swift might have been holding vinyl when she unveiled her 12th album, but she's also selling a sparkly orange cassette, a sign that even this archaic format can have its own new era.
My mother was about to throw this away.
The problem with the cassette tape is you got to take it out and remember which side the song was on. And then they're like, oh, wait, I got to fast forward. Oh, I fast forwarded too much. Oh, I got to back up.
Oh, like if it's one you recorded or the printing kind of rubbed off?
Yes, yeah. And those cassettes do wear down after a while. And so I don't know if maybe they may come back. I don't know.
Cassette tapes.
The data company Luminate found in 2023 more than 436,000 cassettes were sold in the U.S., way up from 80,000 in 2015. People who weren't even born when cassettes were the norm are feeding the rebound, with 9% of Gen Z music listeners purchasing a cassette in the past year.
What are those tapes called? I'm sure, Crozier, you received some. You probably never made any. What are they called in a relationship when it goes south?
Oh, mixtapes?
Mixtapes, yeah, mixtapes. Have you ever gotten those?
Oh, yeah.
What those lame songs?
Oh, yeah. I had a girl my girlfriend when I was in college, she was still a senior in high school, my freshman year in college. She sent me like a bunch because she was into that stuff. And I think I might even have still one of them. Like just the most
way we
sappy. Oh my God. Kenny Rogers. And she believes in me.
The lady in red.
Memories like the gold.
You know, men make mixtapes as well.
Really?
Yes.
Is that right?
It's actually a sign when a man has true feelings for you when he makes you a tape of his favorite songs.
Only if it's the first one he's made for you.
Yeah, but where's he making them? In prison? After he's wiped out your family? Because you wouldn't date him anymore?
Yeah, I made this tape for you, baby.
Yeah, this is a guy.
How much I care.
He killed my mom and dad and my brother and his friend. Hey, he killed the brother's friend? Yeah, he's at the house, wiped them all out.
But this is his favorite song.
My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion.
He recorded it off the radio.
Yeah, My Heart Will Go On, but those four hearts, they're done.
Geez.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm in San Quentin. How's it going? Just listen to this tape. You'll love it.
Hey, you.
Bellio, have you ever gotten a cassette, a mixtape from a guy?
No.
Really?
Not that I could think of, no.
Have you ever made one?
No.
Oh, Bellio, you're not a lovebird.
I guess not.
Yeah. Angel, you probably have gotten some. No?
No.
Really?
But I did have a voicemail one time that was just this sappy song after a breakup.
Yeah.
I actually played the dumb song on the answering machine. That's how long ago.
Oh, my God. Sammy, do you make them? You sound like guys make like 2 a week.
Wrong button. Yeah, no, I've made them in the past, but for myself, based off of whatever mood I was feeling.
Well, that's not a mixtape. That's just a copy.
Oh, no, I just had a bunch of different songs. It was a mixtape for me. I never really... Mixtapes faded, and it started becoming like if you could burn a CD.
No, but you know what a mixtape is, though? I mean, it's a series of songs that try to get the chick back in your life. Or try to get the dude back in your life.
Don't give up on us, baby.
David Soul.
But aren't mixtapes always looked at like, wow, man, did I make the right choice of not seeing this one anymore?
I'm sure your mixtape was your voice doing the show demo tape.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, baby, listen to this show I did.
Yeah, here's when I talked to Alex Stone about a murder.
Here's me on Huell Hauser.
Yeah, Alex Stone was talking about Southwest Airlines going to tickets. Don't want to hear this. All right, we're live on KFI AM 640. It's Conway Show. There are a lot of homeowners out there in Southern California. You might be one yourself listening right now. And they're postponing essential maintenance on the house. That is not a good sign. You got to keep the house maintained. Because if you start letting one thing go and then another and another, all of a sudden you're a hoarder and you're living in, squalor. And that's what, whenever I see, if our dog does number 2 in the house and I see it, I always pick it up immediately. I never walk past it and say, "Oh, I'm late. I'll get it later," or maybe my wife will get it, because that's the first step to being a hoarder and being, living in filth. The first step is always the one dog do that you didn't pick up immediately. Hey, is Angel's mic on, Sammy? Can you shut it off? Thanks, bye. But it's, it's that one dog do, or it's the one thing you didn't pick up that you should have. Like, the dog urinated and you didn't clean that up immediately. Then it's easy to pass up the second one and the third one, the fourth one, the 200th one, the 20,000th one. And then you're living in a house that's on TV because you're a pig. So you've got to keep up on the maintenance of your house. Maybe you don't have the money. I get that. But if you do, you got to keep that house. There's a saying, the only thing that works in an old house is you, which is true. If you have an older house, you'll know that. You're always working on it. Things are always falling apart. But if you start to let things go, it quickly accelerates. But people are doing it.
When something breaks in your house, a new study shows more people are putting off fixing the problem, which is leading to more costly repairs.
That's right.
Epic wireless chargers.
At work and at home, Jabari Taylor knows the importance of taking care of routine maintenance. We caught up with him as he stopped by this Ace hardware store for replacement filters for his AC unit.
I think maintenance is super duper important because if you don't do it, then it's going to be a bigger issue down the road. So I like to save myself hundreds of dollars down the line by taking care of the issues right now.
With each filter,
that's always a big decision when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's or Walmart and you're looking for the filter for your air conditioner or your furnace. You have a central air conditioning and there's a filter, usually 20 by 20, 20 inches by 20 inches. You put it up on the ceiling and there's a couple of screws there and it holds it up there. And you should change those every 6 months or so. Especially in a place like LA that's really a desert, a lot of dust and a lot of debris and a lot of crap gets in there. And you save your big air conditioning unit, your blower, by keeping it clean. And those filters are very inexpensive. But I did the same thing over the last week where you go in and you look at the filters and one of them's $4, one of them's $8, the other one's $14, and the other one's $25. You never know which one to get. You never know which one to buy. Is this one, going to be the $25 one? Will it will it restrict the airflow, or the cheap one? Will enough dirt get through or I got to replace the entire unit? You never know.
With each filter costing just under $9, Jabari says he changes his filters every month.
Good for him.
Trying to avoid
then that's ridiculous. Those are not designed to change every month. There's no way that thing gets dirty enough to change every month.
Jabari says he changes his filters every month.
Okay, Jabari is losing money.
Trying to avoid a buildup of dirt and dust that can cause higher energy bills and expensive system repairs.
Okay, with the money he's spending on filters, you can buy another unit in 4 years.
Which can run you about $150 to $650 depending on the problem.
Okay, so if he's buying filters every month and they're $18 or $20 a filter, and he's buying them every month, that's $240. In 3 years, he's going to spend $720. $720 just on filters. You can literally buy the replacement parts in the blower for that kind of money.
30 days with the manufacturer. A new study from Ace Hardware Home Services shows majority of all millennial homeowners aren't taking care of their homes like Jabari, with 87% of people saying they're delaying repairs and routine maintenance. Another 57% of people also admitting to avoiding using parts of their home because of unresolved maintenance issues.
Oh, that's great. Can't use a house because it's falling apart.
You want to look for somebody who really cares about your house as though it were their mothers or their grandmothers.
Andy Bell, the CEO of Ace Handyman Services, says there are basic steps you can take to protect your home and wallet from pricey repairs.
All right.
First, pay attention to the inside and outside of your home.
What other part is there?
First, pay attention to the inside and outside of your home.
And what's the third part? Just the inside and the outside. God, is that flat advice?
First, pay attention to the inside and outside of your home.
Right.
Do routine walkthroughs to make sure there aren't any visible problems.
Okay, I subscribe to that. I think it's a good idea. All right, Mo Kelly is still in Italy. And so who's taking over for him? Who's on tonight? Sammy? Do you know? Who's on for Mo tonight? Chris Meyer. Okay, excellent. He's coming up next on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from The Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.